Peace be upon you. How are you? A few days ago, I made a video where I mentioned that a photo and video were captured of President Emmanuel Macron, the British Prime Minister, and the German Chancellor while they were sitting in Qatar. Suddenly, journalists entered and found Emmanuel Macron removing a handkerchief. According to royal social media, this handkerchief was allegedly filled with drugs, more specifically, cocaine. This revelation has turned into a massive scandal, to the point that even Al Jazeera English published an investigation today questioning the authenticity of the incident. As the world waited to understand where this story came from and why the French president is being accused of using cocaine, a new and shocking video surfaced. Macron was headed to Vietnam when the presidential plane door suddenly opened and someone was seen slapping Emmanuel Macron in the face. That person? His wife, Brigitte, as shown in footage released by the Associated Press. Photographs captured the French president just before exiting the plane. A hand, later confirmed to be Brigitte's, appeared to push or slap his face moments before they descended the stairs in Hanoi, beginning their Southeast Asia tour. What's even more surprising is that the photos show Brigitte refusing to hold Macron's hand, a moment that has sparked a new wave of scandal. But the deeper story behind all this will leave you stunned. Meanwhile, Donald Trump reportedly turned to Putin and said, "Listen, this man is crazy." Trump called Putin insane, but what's puzzling Western media is a critical question. Why hasn't Trump taken any action against Putin yet? The answer might surprise you. This episode is full of revelations you haven't heard before. Don't miss it. Now, let's get into what really happened in that French slap incident. The most striking event took place aboard Macron's presidential plane. As he was preparing to descend, a flight attendant opened the door. Below, a diplomatic delegation, possibly including Vietnam's president, along with members of the press, saw a hand slap Macron just as he stepped out. The woman was dressed in red. How do we know it was Brigitte? Because she had been photographed earlier in the exact same red coat. The reality is, Macron is being targeted. Russian media and pro-Israel lobbyists are pushing campaigns against him due to his recent criticisms of Israel. He visited the Sinai Peninsula and made multiple anti-Israel statements. This has led to a surge of pressure from Zionist-aligned media who see him as a threat. But to be clear, neither Russian media nor the Zionist lobby orchestrated the slap. Macron later responded saying, "This is nonsense. It was just playful banter with my wife." Yet many are questioning whether it really was a joke or something deeper. Tensions between Macron and Brigitte are escalating. She's 72, 24 years older than him, and was once his high school drama teacher. She left her previous marriage, which included 3 children, to marry Macron. She now claims she was instrumental in making him president, and as she grows older, she appears to wield more dominance in their relationship. Their marriage is under strain. As for the timing of the slap, some find it suspicious. Why did the flight attendant open the door at that exact moment in front of cameras and officials? It's also worth noting Macron had visited 3 countries in 3 days, including Ukraine and Vietnam. Western outlets are calling this entire sequence of events a diplomatic nightmare. Regarding the cocaine handkerchief, Al Jazeera conducted a full investigation with experts and professors who stated that the item Macron pulled out appeared normal and not drug-related. The French government insists the footage was doctored, but when you connect the dots, the slap, the drug rumors, it's hard not to question what's really going on. On the geopolitical front, Russian media continues to target Macron, but that's not the only story. Trump and Putin's relationship is at a historic low. Why? Since Trump's time in office, he's failed to gain any real ground in the Russia-Ukraine war. He pressured Zelensky to surrender a major mining deal. Zelensky complied, but Trump couldn't pressure Putin. U.S. envoy Steve Biegun was sent to negotiate with Putin, who flatly rejected all American proposals. Trump spoke with Putin for over an hour but couldn't persuade him to begin negotiations. Later, reports emerged that Trump privately told European leaders Putin had no intention of making peace. Meanwhile, Russia's military has intensified its assault on Ukraine, gaining serious ground. The Wall Street Journal revealed that Trump privately told European officials that Putin believes he can still win militarily and strategically. Trump even tweeted, "Putin is crazy," marking the first time he's used such harsh language. In another tweet, he said, "Putin should know that without me, many bad things would have happened to Russia, but I saved the situation." According to Politico, Trump and the Republican Party are losing patience with Putin. Trump is considering taking action against Russia, though it's unclear what form that might take. He has no intention of repeating Biden's strategy of arming Ukraine, which he criticizes heavily. Trump had based his whole foreign policy narrative on ending the Russia-Ukraine war with one decisive phone call, expecting Putin to comply. That didn't happen. He also believed Zelensky would fold. That didn't happen either. Trump hoped that peace in Ukraine would open doors to broader peace deals with China, Iran, and Yemen. But because his strategy began in the wrong place, Ukraine instead of the Middle East, it collapsed. Trump now realizes that Russia is separating U.S.-Russia relations from the Ukraine war, positioning the conflict as a direct battle with Europe. That's not a fight Trump wants to join. Putin, on the other hand, wants to negotiate with Trump, but separate from the war. Trump sees that as a power play and a humiliation tactic. Politico reports that Trump may impose sanctions instead of supplying weapons, seeking to apply pressure without mimicking Biden's foreign policy. Trump also still believes that a Russian victory could bring major financial gains for the U.S. and even justify a potential NATO withdrawal. As for Putin, he's refusing negotiations for two key reasons. 1. He believes a military victory is still achievable. 2. During a recent visit to Kursk, his helicopter was targeted by Ukrainian drones, 46 of which were intercepted by Russian defense systems. President Zelensky has said he's ready for three-way talks with Trump and Putin, suggesting Switzerland, the Vatican, or Turkey as possible venues. But the more Zelensky appears ready to surrender, the more frustrated Trump becomes. Time is slipping away for Trump. His major strategies are failing. Arms deals with Saudi Arabia are under Zionist pressure. The war in Gaza continues, and the New York Times reported that Israel is preparing a solo strike on Iran, possibly within 7 hours, despite Trump's warnings. Netanyahu reportedly approved a smaller-scale strike on Iran without U.S. assistance. Whether or not it happens, this alone could infuriate Trump. In conclusion, Trump's grand plan to reshape global politics is crumbling, starting with Ukraine.